live. The title of this video is or should be BLADESHOW TX Adventure. So in case you're watching this later, this is not only about BLADESHOW Texas, the first ever BLADESHOW Texas. This is also about my adventure. So if you're just here for BLADESHOW news, maybe not the best. I think, as you may know, I believe that I had got food poisoning the day before I got here. So on Thursday on my road trip here. It's about a 12-hour road trip for me. And it's really been a bummer. So yesterday, the opening morning, I felt, it opened at 10, and I felt okay until I talked to like 2 people, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm dying. What's up, Kevin? Someday, I'm sure you'll be able to. We need to get a little club together down there. But, yeah, I think I have food poisoning, all the things that entails. And my dad came to visit from hours away, and I didn't even really get to spend time with him. I was sick. I'd walk down like one aisle, and I had to sit down, and I got nothing done yesterday. Got a hotel last night, which was not in the budget or the plan. I slept for 15 hours, ate nothing that day except for 1 bagel. This morning I had an apple. I was feeling great. I went back out. I actually felt good. And I guess it was about 11 o'clock. It just hit me like a hammer. Maybe it was 10:30 again. Lots of puking in the bathroom in the sink unexpectedly. So I'm glad that I seem to be feeling better, but I might have to cut this video short at literally any point in the video. Where was I going? Okay, so why, I drove about almost 1,000 miles, 800, 900,000 miles to get here. I really want to give the custom knife makers coverage. So, not that this is a bad thing in and of itself, but the only cameras that I saw there, which I wasn't there all day, the only cameras that I really saw there were from professionals. So primarily, like, I think Recoil Magazine had some photographers there, Microtech had a media guy there, a few other people, right? Again, nothing against them. Of course they have professionals there. But I don't think I saw any freelance guys like myself there. And that's really sad, because when I started doing this, you would have a lot of small YouTube channels going around and getting footage. And when you only have professionals there, they're going to cover the things that they're paid there to cover. When you have a group of enthusiasts going there to make content out of their own, motivation and passion, then a lot of the little guys that can get forgotten about will get some coverage. And I've seen that just die in the industry. I tried to get a media pass. I emailed BLADESHOW multiple times trying to get a pass, messaged them on Instagram trying to get a pass. No responses, no returns. I have 26,000 subscribers. I've been to every BLADESHOW for a long time, every BLADESHOW East for a long time, for more than half a decade. I deserve a response, and I deserve a media pass. I far exceed the criteria for getting a media pass. But if BLADESHOW doesn't give a damn about their passionate enthusiasts, and the only media people getting in early and doing stuff is the professionals, they're going to kill off their enthusiasts. When they kill off their enthusiast, so no other freelance guys. They kill off their enthusiasts, then the small guys going to BLADESHOW trying to make, Misreading the River said, do you think I pissed someone off, or they just don't care? I think they just don't care. It's possible I pissed someone off. I don't think it's very likely. I'm sure I've pissed, I don't know if I've pissed anybody off. I'm sure I've irritated some people, but I don't think it should be enough to do that. But maybe I have. Maybe somebody up there is a flaming communist or fascist and doesn't like, watched one of my political videos and doesn't like me and is like, ooh, F that guy. It's possible. It's very possible. But thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. But anyways, to me, what's up, Pops? Yeah, the Browning Buckmark is fantastic. To me, the bread and butter at Blade Show is the smaller custom makers, and they are there trying to get their name out. If they don't get any coverage, uh, then they're not getting their name out as well, and they don't get as much value from Blade Show. And if people aren't watching Blade Show videos on smaller niche makers from a large variety of freelance YouTubers, then the people that want to watch those kind of videos aren't going to watch stuff about Blade Show. And Blade Show is expanding right now. They know more about this than I do. They have all the analytics. It's their skin in the game. But I feel like by expanding to East and now Texas, to some degree, I feel like they've diluted their customer base, where Blade Show was the one show for a manufacturer or a person to go to if you could only go to one. Now there's three. It's going to dilute potentially how many go to any of the others or whatever. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that, but I don't know. I really, so, okay, but the first reason why I go, what I was going to say, the first reason why I go is I want to see these new custom makers, these up and coming makers. I want to be the help that I feel like these custom makers deserve. That I want them to get their monies out of Blade Show, and that's great. The second reason, my show, Knife News Update. I want to get the news out about my show, Knife News Update, and I want to find sponsors, people who really want to become involved with it. It's going to be something that grows. I think it's going to be something that's really good for the community. And third, I did go for my knife brand, Excess Knife and Tool. I had to pick up some knives, and Mystery in the River said, crazy that Blade Show themselves wouldn't want free coverage. I've been to trade shows. The organizers love that stuff. I don't know, man. You would think that I would know enough like industry people to get that figured out, but I guess I should start tracking down a media badge for Blade Show Atlanta. So, but for me, going to Blade Show is an investment. This trip has been the worst investment that I have ever invested in. Total failure. Okay, so one of my friends who's a custom knife maker said, is it worth it to go for a knife maker? I can't answer that. I can't see, how many knives were being sold and bought. There are a good number of people there, so if your knives can sell and they're a good price, or if you have a good following, I would say it's probably worth it, depending on your cost and your profit. But if I only had to pick one Blade Show to go to, I would probably still go to Blade Show Atlanta. With that being said, don't worry about it, Kevin. I appreciate that, and you are welcome to do it, but it'll work out. A possible benefit of Blade Show Texas is the entire show is in one room. So at Blade Show Atlanta, there's 2 or 3 rooms. I think there's 3. And if you're not in the main room, you can kind of be missed. It's so big that it might be easier to be missed. Whereas Blade Show Texas, it's more easy for everyone to see every booth and every knife. So that could be a potential benefit. But at some shows, people are more willing to buy than other shows. I will say that Blade Show Texas, I felt like I saw a higher percentage of forged Bowies and really amazing knives. Everything happens for a reason. You're on the money, buddy. I saw Rhea Knives, R-H-E-A. And Dad, I showed them to you. They're the ones with the forged integral handle. that's just steel. I was really impressed with his knives when I first saw them. I think last year, maybe 2 years ago. Every time I've ever seen him, I've been really impressed. But this year, he had a Bowie that just blew my socks off. So he has made it officially onto the Grail list. That's really cool. And you know, Lord willing, I'll have a safe and easy trip back. Okay. So is it worth it for sellers? I can't exactly answer that. Is it worth it for people to go? I drove 12 hours for Blade Show Atlanta. If I was just a knife enthusiast, would I make that kind of commitment to go to Blade Show, Texas? If one of the other Blade shows was closer, I would go to that one. If not, then yeah, I probably would. I'd probably make a trip out of it. All right. What was the last question I was going to answer about is it worth it? I don't know. What I will say, downsides, problems. I felt like there was a little bit of, it was new, so I felt like, they were maybe not as well organized as usual. That's fine, growing pains, whatever. But my biggest problem is the Fort Worth Convention Center. Maybe this is more personal to me since I had violent diarrhea and vomiting. There's only one crapper in each bathroom. So they had a bathroom with probably 10 to 16 urinals. A big bathroom in two whole sections, one crapper. So 3 Forged in Fire winners, 1 judge. Jason Knight was also selling his knives. There were about 300 tables. Yeah, there were big guys. A lot of the big names were there. It was a good show. It really was. As if I had never, okay, let's say another, is it worth it? If you really like knives, you've always wanted to go to a good knife show, and you had never been to Blade Show, totally worth it. I grew up in Washington State, and you'd go to gun and knife shows, and they'd have some knives there and stuff, and that's pretty cool. And you see some knives and gun and knife shows, but usually you see a lot of crap. When you go to Blade Show, if you're a knife guy, you will get your fill. You might even think that you're a knife guy and go there and be like, whoa, this is like way more than I'm interested in. I don't know. I mean, it's big, it's good, and there wasn't any Pacamaskis crap. I think Blade Show Atlanta last year actually had a Pakistani Damascus booth, and the guys working it looked very sad. But so if you've never been to Blade Show, definitely I would say it's worth it. But anyways, guess that's about it. I'm not sure exactly how my trip's going to be back home. I didn't see many of the booths. I saw a couple people. I didn't get hardly any pictures. But I didn't even get my Knife News update footage at all. So Knife News update's going to have to be some B-roll that I got and some voiceover, I guess. Yeah, so there were vendors selling anvils, and one of them was the biggest anvil that I've ever seen. Absolutely massive. That was cool. But anyways, guys, I haven't been very good at responding to messages and comments for the past few days while I've been on this big old adventure, and I probably will continue to not be so good at responding to comments and messages for the next few days. We'll just have to see where this is going to take us. I am going to pass out here pretty soon and probably sleep until tomorrow morning. So, I'll talk to you in the comment section below, and I hope that you all have a